Hey guys, no reverse here. Wanted to show you a homemade filter that I made for my turtle tank. I have had this guy here for something like 22 or 24 years. I got him in second grade, so I've had him forever. And I have struggled through the years with different filter packs that I've bought. I've got a little junky one in here that wasn't cheap. I think this was a $40 or $50 filter, and the cartridges to the replacement cartridges in it run $5 or $6 a piece, and you end up, even if you re-rinse them as many times as you can, you replace them every month or two, and I just don't like spending that much money on it. It seems like there's got to be a simpler way to do it. So I looked up some videos and found one from DIY Fish Guys, I think it was called, DIY Fish Tank, something like that. I'll put it on the link in the description here. But what I came up with was a canister filter made out of a 4-inch PVC pipe. Say hi to Dumbo Rats over there. This is the zoo portion of the house here. All the critters hang out here. So what this is made out of is a 4-inch piece of PVC pipe, about a foot long. I had to hunt around to find a place that sold it by the foot, and they actually sold it in 2-foot sections. So I didn't have to buy a full 10-foot because that's about $20. So for a little over $5, I got a 2-foot section. And then what I did is put a cap on top with a screw-in lid. This is actually just a plug because of a mistake. I've got a couple pieces buttoning together to plug that up. The original design showed the line coming in the top. I moved it to the side, and I much prefer this. And here's the reason is, after you build this canister, you've got your some sort of a flat bottom on. I had to go with a clean out that's got a, see if you can see this, it's got a screw out bottom on it. That's not ideal. If you can get away from that, do it. But the only other option I had was a cap that was rounded on the bottom, and so it wouldn't allow it to set flat. And so I ended up having to do this. But once you get this all assembled, you take off the top cap in order to change out your strainer, your sponges, whatever you're using to do the primary filtering of the water. And with the line running out the top here, it's just too much work trying to twist it and get the hose off altogether. So I moved the hose to the side and had really good luck here. The other thing I changed from the original design was I put this pump. That's a bit of an oversize. It's actually close to 400 gallons per minute, like 370 or something gallons per minute. I put it in the tank instead of keeping it out. The original design had it in line, so basically I would come out of here into the pump and then have a separate line that would run up and use something kind of like this to get the water back into the tank. I played around with that for a while, ended up pulling that off, putting the pump in, and as you can see, it's blowing out, so I'm actually using the suction side, so you can see that brass fitting. That brass fitting is what's sucking water into the pump through that line. It comes out over the edge. That's this line that comes in the bottom, so it's getting sucked through, down through my filter media. Then this line that comes out the top is what actually connects to this. So what the water's doing is coming in this 1/2-inch PVC. I just drilled a bunch of holes. It's a turtle, so he's not going to get sucked in there like little fish would. You might use smaller holes and put a cap on the bottom if you've got fish. So the water goes up through that, comes down through the line, comes in the top of my filter. Now what I've got in here is, on the bottom, this connector here goes to a piece of 1/2-inch PVC that goes in, turns 90 degrees, and goes down. And it's got holes drilled all over in that piece. Then I filled up this portion with large rock, like river rock, maybe 1 or 2 inch. Then I put a layer of pea gravel, about a 1-inch layer of pea gravel. Then a piece of screen, window screen, that I used another piece of this PVC that I cut kind of like a Pac-Man so I could squeeze it and stick it in to hold that screen. Then on top of that, I pour activated carbon, and on the very top, I'm actually using pillow stuffing. And this is a 100% polyester, see here, it's just a polyester pillow or whatever stuffing. It's a craft stuffing. And it's cheap, and put that away later. It's cheap and works really, really good. And I've just gotten here about 6 inches of that on top. I don't know if I need that much, but the water was really dirty because I'd let it go a while once my other filter stopped working. So you really don't need this hole on top as long as you keep your top filter material shoved down pretty much below this line. And up here I do get some air forming. It's hard to keep air from pulling in here, but you can't seal this because you've got to be able to take it off. So what I do is I actually put a little grease. I use spray lithium grease, but if you put a little bit of grease on those, it makes this easier to get on and off and kind of seals some of the air gaps. But it does still draw just a little bit of air, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it in this line, watch for a minute, you'll see a burst of bubbles. There it goes. So you get these bursts of bubbles once in a while. What it's doing is drawing in air, and it'll pull down until it's got enough of a bubble that it gets turbulent in there and sucks down. That bubble pulls through, and it's actually kind of cool because that bubble gets chopped up in the pump, and you get a nice little spray there. So for fish, that'd be great for oxygenating the water. Again, for a turtle, it doesn't matter, but this turned out to be a really good build. It cleaned an incredible amount of debris out in one day, and I really have high hopes for it. So that's it. Thanks.